a US-based firm is reportedly interested in purchasing Rangers for £150 million. It seems a bit far-fetched, but it came from City AM, who are a business and finance outlet. That's where the stories originated. So I don't even know where to start with it. This may shock people watching, but none of us are actually financial experts. But I mean, do you think that's what Rangers need?
Well, I think more importantly, is it what the Rangers board think that Rangers need? I mean, that is the big question now. I mean, that is the... I mean, we were kind of joking about it before we came on air about, you hear these stories and you take them with a pinch of salt. The thought of these American investors coming into any Scottish club, really, as I say, it's a case of, you kind of believe it when you see it. However, I suppose there is a serious point, and that is, if you read that report that's come out for City, it does say that there are certain shareholders now willing to sell their shares, and I think Dave King. I think we can accept that Dave King was previously willing to let his shares go. I think he's around 12-13%. But the big question is probably Douglas Park, previous chairman, obviously, huge Rangers supporter. It's suggesting that he might be willing to sell his shares as well, to give these investors something like around 25% of the club. So the interesting thing for me about that is that if we are to take this seriously, is that from the outside, I think we've all agreed on here at different times that Celtic are trailing, Rangers are trailing Celtic on and off the park at the moment. We've spoken about finances this week. We know how much money Celtic have got. They've just banked another 25-30 million from Matt O'Reilly. They could have 40-50 million coming to them through the Champions League. On the pitch, it seems they're far ahead of Rangers in terms of recruitment, performance, trophies, obviously. So the big question for me is, within Ibrox, within that Rangers boardroom, are they now looking at different things? Are they looking at potential investment from afar? And do they see that as potentially being the only way, or one of the only ways, that they might try and get back on an even keel with Celtic and try and catch them up? That is the kind of serious side to it. And listen, if that is the case, then of course, you need to look at it. You need to look at it seriously. But as I said at the start, I'm always sceptical when I see these stories. As I say, the thought of Americans coming into Rangers, who are they? What are their motives? What are their plans? Do they have any affiliation to the club? No. I think these are all questions that need to be answered before anything like that can happen. But it's interesting.
Aye. Fraser, Scott isn't the only one who's sceptical. Some of the comments that have been sent in on Record Sports social media channels. Michael McCabe just seen Mbappe at Glasgow Airport. Martin Miller, can we finally get the floating pitch and casino now? Drew Heaps has a serious point though. He says it's plain and simple. The financial gap between the clubs is massive. We won't be genuine challengers on the field until there's proper investment into the club. I mean,
if these investors are valuing Rangers at 150 million, that means Mbappe himself is worth more than the entire Rangers football club.
So he is, eh? That's a good point, eh? That's actually mad when you put it that way. Aye, it's a mad world we live in. But Fraser, that is what Rangers need. Probably they need some sort of injection. Is that fair?
They need investment from somewhere. But Scott says, I mean, I'm the same as Scott. Especially, I don't know when it comes from foreign fields. I'm always a bit sceptical when I hear the guys wanting to pump in money. It's so much money in the Scottish club. I mean, do they have any link to them, or what? As Scott said, what really are their plans here? If it is true, I mean, there needs to be some serious due diligence done here before Rangers even look at the offer. So there's no doubt Rangers are miles behind Celtic when it comes to cash in the bank. They need something serious. There's been plenty. In fact, it seems to be more and more American investment coming into Scottish football. Just saw Motherwell or the Welsh Society turning their back on a proposal across the water last month. Hibs have in the Bournemouth owner, obviously Bill Foley, in a 25% stake, and he's not been shy and trying to put his foot down and tell Hibs how it should be done. So there's no doubt when guys are coming in with that kind of clout, that kind of money, if it is true, they'll want to have some serious say in the running of the club. So that's why you need to be really careful to see what their thoughts and their plans and their ideas are and what they really want for this.
Mm-hmm. Aye. I think the only thing we can really say at this point is watch this space. We'll see if anything comes of it.